Spain just made a decision that could impact over 500,000 people. If you live in Spain, invest here, or you're thinking about moving, this is something you may need to understand. In April 2026, the Spanish government approved something called an extraordinary regularisation. In simple terms, this is a temporary process that allows undocumented migrants already living in Spain to get legal residency and the right to work. To qualify, people need to have been in Spain before January the 1st, 2026, prove at least 5 months of continuous stay, and have no criminal record. The application window is short. It only runs until the end of June 2026. This isn't a small policy either. Estimates suggest it could affect hundreds of thousands of people. So why is Spain doing this? The government says it's about bringing people out of the informal economy, filling labour shortages, and increasing tax contributions. Basically, these are people already living in Spain, working, renting and contributing, but without legal status. This law is about making that situation official. So if someone is eligible, how do they actually apply? The process is open and runs until the end of June 2026. At a basic level, applicants need to prepare a few key documents, a passport or ID document, even if it's expired, proof that they were in Spain before January the 1st, 2026, evidence they've lived here for at least 5 months, and a clean criminal record. Now, proving you've been in Spain is actually the tricky part. People are using things like their rental contracts, medical records, bank statements, and even public transport usage. Once the application is submitted, here is the interesting part. In many cases, people can start working legally while they wait for approval, and the permit they receive is typically valid for 1 year. Now, here's where it gets interesting, especially if you care about real estate. When people gain legal status, 3 big things happen. 1, more rental demand. People who were previously limited now have access to formal rental contracts. That means more competition for long-term rentals. 2, increased buying power over time. With legal jobs and stability, some of these individuals will eventually transition from renting to buying. 3, pressure on already tight markets. In places like Malaga, Marbella, Barcelona, Madrid, housing supply is already limited, so adding potentially hundreds of thousands of new legal residents into the system could push demand even higher. This is where opinions are divided. Some people see this as a boost to the economy, more workers, more taxpayers, more growth. Other people worry about increased pressure on housing, rising rents, and stretched public services. From a property perspective, though, more legal residents usually equals more stable long-term demand. My personal take is this isn't something that will crash the market, but it could quietly increase demand, especially in rental-heavy areas. If you are an investor, this is something to watch closely. And if you are a buyer or renter, that could mean more competition over the next few years. I am curious what you think. Do you think this will help Spain's economy or put more pressure on housing? Drop your opinion in the comments. And if you want more updates on Spain's property market, make sure to subscribe and I will break things down in simple terms for you.